Gen V is the first spin-off show for Amazon Prime's biggest hit, The Boys. So where does it take place within the timeline? Let's break it down. To understand where Gen V fits, we need to recap where The Boys Season 3 ends. Soldier Boy is defeated and put back into a cryogenic storage. Homelander murders a protester in public and the crowd cheers. Starlight defects from the Seven and becomes a public anti-Vought figure and a member of The Boys. Victoria Newman is nominated as vice president by Robert Singer, and Butcher learns he is dying from Temp V exposure. This ending creates a volatile world. Supes are out of control. Vought is still pulling the strings, and trust in the Seven is starting to break down. That's the world Gen V walks into, taking a hot-button ending that impacts the entire world of The Boys and brings it down to the level of the schoolyard in Gen V. It's not just about Supes and power anymore, it's about the next generation being raised under the same broken system. The ripples are already hitting shores before Gen V even starts. Gen V picks up in the fragile moment of transition. It doesn't just reference the fallout from Season 3, it lives in it. Similar to the impact fans saw between Phase 1 and 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Phase 1 of the MCU ends with the iconic Battle of New York, and virtually every project in Phase 2 has a reference point to that event. That is how this universe is treating Gen V, having the events from The Boys Season 3 embedded into the narrative of its spin-off chapter. The first season follows Marie Moreau and her classmates Jordan, Andre, Emma, and Kate, as they slowly uncover this conspiracy, navigate betrayal, and realize even their school is a Vought-controlled machine. Every classroom, every press event, every ranking at Godolphin is layered with corporate strategy and PR conditioning. At Godolphin University, a Vought-run school for young Supes, here are just a few connected narratives from The Boys Season 3 events. Students are reacting to Homelander's killing, some horrified, others emboldened. Starlight graffiti and student protests showing rising distrust in Vought. Victoria Newman campaigning and appearing publicly on campus. Dean Shetty quietly initiating a Black Ops virus project designed to kill Supes.
Now can you make it contagious?
These events bring to light the exact timing of the show, bringing major context to the world around The Boys and how it responds to the major events taking place. This is the type of world building that creates such a rich, deep, and expansive universe that comic book fans have fallen in love with. And in classic The Boys fashion, it does this with sharp satire, gut-wrenching violence, and characters who don't realize they are pawns until it's much too late. The Gen V finale is the bridging point between the two shows. In the finale, Sam and Kate incite a massacre on Godolphin campus as our four main heroes try to stop them. Then we hear the music, and here comes Homelander. Right away, the eerie vibe of Anthony Starr's iconic villain is felt, and he immediately begins framing the massacre on Marie and her friends.
Do you like attacking your own kind?
Classic PR spin from The Boys universe. We then cut to a newsreel highlighting that Marie and her friends are villains as Sam and Kate are the heroes. Homelander is seen watching on in approval, and the Gen V roster is officially on the main board for The Boys. This moment isn't just a crossover, it's a handoff, a direct narrative baton pass into the next chapter. The Godolphin virus is the connective tissue. It's born here under Shetty and Dr. Cardosa as a response to the growing Supe threat. But no one outside the school knows about it yet, until the post-credits scene to the Gen V finale showing Billy Butcher make his way into the lab and take a sample of the virus. This is the type of thing that makes Gen V essential viewing and not just another tie-in optional watch. Without the context of this virus, Butcher's approach to Season 4 loses its background. It's not just a cool Easter egg, it's a plot cornerstone with universe-shaking consequences. Victoria Newman is the biggest connecting character between The Boys Season 3 and Gen V Season 1. Her presence throughout The Boys has evolved into that of a key player, and she brings that same energy into Gen V on her vice presidency campaign. These types of characters are essential to comic book storytelling. Newman comes into the universe as a supplemental piece, evolves her role, and then enters this spin-off setting as a more prominent character. An excellent superhero content arc that continues into The Boys Season 4. She's the kind of character who can walk between the shows and carry weight in both, something not every spin-off is able to pull off. Season 4 of The Boys picks up almost immediately after Gen V ends. Butcher now has the virus and is using it for leverage. Newman is deeper into her VP race, fully weaponizing her Supe status. Homelander is on trial for the protester killing, and public opinion is split. The country is divided, and Vought's grip is more dangerous than ever. More than that, characters from Gen V start to show up. Kate and Sam, played by Maddie Phillips and Asa German, respectively, appear in Season 4 as the Guardians of Godolphin. And they aren't just cameos, these are substantial roles that move the needle. We learn more about what happened to the Godolphin students, the virus continues to evolve, and the consequences of Gen V's finale ripple across every corner of the boys' world. There's no clean reset, everything's bleeding into everything else. That is great storytelling that the boys brings to the table. This places Gen V firmly before Season 4 of The Boys, taking the same approach taken connecting the end of Season 3 to Gen V Season 1. Season 4 jumps off the landing pad established in Gen V. At the end of the day, with the narratives and characters connecting the two shows, it is so much more than just a spin-off, but something that needs to be accounted for when watching through The Boys. All of this is to say, in both release and canon, Gen V is placed firmly between Season 3 and 4 of The Boys. This is the type of continuity fans love to see from an enriched comic book universe, easy to watch. Not only does it respect the timeline, it enhances it, and on top of that, there's a sense of picking up where you left off that makes Gen V feel much more like an addition to the Boys franchise and not a supplemental piece. Most superhero spin-offs expand the world, they don't redefine it. Gen V is different. It doesn't just live in the margins of the Boys universe, it fills crucial narrative gaps between the two seasons that dramatically shift the landscape. As a connected tissue in a standalone story, it earns both titles. Some spin-offs happen in the past, like Star Wars Solo. Others in different corners of the universe, like DC's Peacemaker, or a radically different perspective. Gen V is strategically embedded in the main timeline and acts as a narrative pressure valve, letting us see what's happening at the ground level while major players like Butcher and Homelander move on the chessboard. 3 major reasons Gen V stands out. It builds the world from the bottom up. While The Boys shows top-tier corruption, Gen V shows how that corruption is institutionalized from day one in this system. Godolphin University is more than a parody of higher education. It's Vought's factory for suit PR and population control. It's a campus tour through the makings of the monsters. It introduces a world-altering plot device, the virus, without hijacking the main story. The Supe-killing virus could have been a cheap twist. Instead, Gen V slow burns it into the story itself. When Butcher finds it, the moment has weight because we've seen how it was made, who died for it, and what it cost. These types of plot device transitions develop a through line that brings up the value of every single project. It creates an urgency behind everything the Boys universe does so fans don't miss a thing. It's the payoff that rewards the binge and punishes the skip. It creates organic crossover that strengthens both shows. Newman, Butcher, and Homelander are ever present even when they are absent. Sam and Kate moving from Gen V to The Boys isn't a stunt casting, it's a character momentum. This is the type of character cross-pollination that gives the franchise an ever-evolving roster that allows for different levels of players on that roster to come in and out of stories and bring all sorts of value to different sections of that story. It's narrative chemistry, shaken, not stirred. This isn't a side dish, it's a part of the main course. Gen V is what happens when a spin-off is treated with the same narrative weight, intention, and purpose as the flagship show. While the Boys universe is often poking fun at the over-synergized nature of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it is not afraid to take the lessons of world building and apply them to their shows. In this case, the virus originates in Gen V, can be seen as the Infinity Stones that appear in various MCU projects ahead of Infinity War, where everything comes together. Similarly, the Guardians of Godolphin are just like their MCU counterparts, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Characters introduced outside of the main narrative that come into the story and provide great minutes off the bench. Over the last 5 years, The Boys has become one of the most cohesive, fearless, and narratively rich superhero franchises on television. And it did it with only 4 seasons and 1 spin-off show, but every chapter, every season, every episode has a place. Gen V isn't the gap between stories, it's the bridge, and The Boys isn't just satire anymore, it's a fully functioning universe. And Gen V proves that the more this world grows, the more personal it gets. Cannot wait to see what else comes from The Boys, Gen V, and the rest of this expanding universe.